completely unprecedented. It's really historically shocking. It's hard to kind of understate how shocking it is from a historical perspective, because you are executing a search warrant on a former sitting president. What the political fallout really could be is if this really is the end of it, and this was really just about archived materials and presidential records acts, and all they wanted to do was recover these items. I think, Mr. Trump has already enjoyed donning this role as a martyr, and this will further feed into that. The only unknown, I think, is what step Trump and his team will take next. And if they allow for the warrant to be released and the underlying supporting evidence for that warrant, then there's really not much more to the story, I think. But if they object somehow, then that's going to raise a lot of eyebrows about, well, what is in the warrant, or what's in the attached supporting evidence of the warrant that the president doesn't want out. And so that could be another interesting twist in this already incredibly interesting story. It's pretty remarkable, and what's already a remarkable story, because it's fairly unprecedented for the DOJ to release a warrant or an affidavit with a case that is still, quote unquote, pending, which leads me to believe if this might be the end of it. And, perhaps this wasn't the tip of the iceberg, but perhaps it is the whole iceberg, that this really all does come down to the government trying to recover these documents that they felt were, rightfully belonged with the archives and part of the Presidential Records Act. I think some of this has to be viewed as a bit of PR recovery by the Department of Justice because of the media attention. I think that surprised them, perhaps caught them off guard, that they didn't already have a statement prepared on this. And I think they realized that the public interest was kind of running rampant on, was this, were criminal charges looming against the former president? Was this part of a larger investigation? Was this related to the January 6th committee? And I think he realized that he kind of needed to readjust the narrative on this and kind of nip things in the bud, as it were, and say, listen, we've done what we came to do. We've recovered the documents. We're willing to release the warrant in at least a gesture towards transparency. And I wouldn't be surprised if this were the end of it as far as these documents go.